What's up guys, it's Haney Design, and in this video I have a Photoshop challenge. I gathered the same images and I'm going to have 5 minutes, 30 minutes, and no time limit to make the same concept, and we're going to just see how it turns out and see what the difference is between the times. These are all the images I have to work with, and let's get into the first one. So we're going to go ahead and start our 5 minutes in 3, 2, 1, now. We're going to run over here and grab our sky picture first, put it right there. Now let's put in our skyline. And I want to make it smaller, just throw it about right there. Let's do the same with our chain picture first, just like this. Let's go ahead and cut this chain out. There we go with our very terrible chain cutout. We're gonna duplicate this chain actually, and we want to add another one over here, sort of like make a bridge, I guess. But let's distort it and see if we can't sort of get this look that we want. There we go. Just because we don't have time, we're rolling with that. Next, let's go and grab our TD garden. Let's place our TD garden about right here. Let's just try to manually cut it out just real quick. Very bad cutout, but we have 5 minutes, so that's what we gotta work with. Boom. Now let's cut out this city, try our best at least. Boom. Let's grab our picture of our Jason Tatum. Let's go ahead and try to cut him out. There we go. We're gonna have to put this harbor underneath that. And then for now, we're gonna sort of just paint on with like a concrete gray, I guess, just to make it look like it's a floor a little bit. Next, let's paste this over, and then let's erase some just so we have it extending. And there we go. For 1 minute, we have sort of our composition set up. This is gonna look way better than this, but yeah, no, this is what we got right now. We can go ahead and hop into our 30 minutes next. So for 5 minutes is obviously not very good. I just wanted to see if I could cut some things out and put some things in place, and I was able to sort of do that. Very rough cutouts, but let's see how we can do in our 30 minutes. Okay, so next up we're gonna have our 30 minutes. In this one we can actually take a little bit more time, maybe get started on some lighting and everything. And let's get it started in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so we're just going to stay in the same comp we were for the 5 minutes. And this time we're going to drive in this picture of this chain. Sort of see if quick selection can do us justice here. Let's sort of keep some of this chain. Just a better cutout. There's our cutout. That took way longer than I wish it did, but we'll live with it. Next up, we are going to go ahead and take out this chain. So we're gonna go ahead and put this chain up top right here. I think we actually want to make it quite big, sort of really in the foreground here, like that. Go ahead and cut some out. We're gonna add some blur to it too once we get down to it. Here we go. Now we're gonna go for our other side, and then we're gonna use our distort. We're going to duplicate so we can make this concrete sort of path continue. I do want the back of this to look like it's actually standing up, so I'm going to work on that. There we go, guys. I think we're looking pretty good for our original comp. We're going to go ahead and add some highlights back here. Some green probably. Let's paint it on a little bit. One more, we'll put on linear dots add, and just paint it on the same. Since we have that, we should probably add some color balance, green color balance to our sky, and then we're just going to contrast the sky a little bit. So over here we're going to make it darker as opposed to over here where the highlights are coming from. Now we're going to work on some blending. So what I like to do, especially when it's real dark like this, we're going to desaturate our city even more. We're just going to desaturate it. We're painting away from the highlights and just making the areas darker that are farthest from the highlights. It's like that. And now for our brightness, we're obviously just going to paint on highlights this time, but just on this side. There we go, with basically all of our lights back here. And then we are going to paint a little bit of this green just for some haze. And then we're going to go ahead and add some shadows, some brightness from our sky hitting on the stadium. And then we'll paint in some more haze. Go ahead and blend in this bridge. Let's quickly paint on some curves because I really want to start getting lighting on Jayson Tatum going. So I'm going to go ahead and paint on these curves right here. Also, I just realized in the 5 minutes I forgot to add the clovers. I have an idea to have the clovers sort of floating around him. So we're going to add those in this 30 minute. So let's go in here and grab our clovers. I just want to sort of have them floating around. Let's have one over here. Let's make this one large. Sort of have it going in this like wavy motion, I guess. There we go. I think that's good for now. Add a little bit of blur and do some really quick blending on these. Boom, just like that. Okay, that's fine. Let's clean up our mask just a little bit. There we go. Our mask is good enough for now. Let's go ahead and start working on some more blending onto our Jayson Tatum. So we're going to drag our hue and saturation and our curves right there. And then we're going to paint in some curves manually. It's very rushed lighting, but we're going to see what we can do. Now we're going to add a brightness. We're going to paint in some highlights onto our player. I realized I took too much time in the beginning stages cutting things out. So I don't have any time for like lighting and stuff like that. Let's add our rim light onto him. Just like this, and then we're going to turn our flow up to 100 and we can sort of just paint a rim light all around our player here. Let's get in here a little bit more detail. Next up, let's sort of drag some brightness and just paint some brightness over here in the background. So I feel like it's a little dark all around, so this is all we're going to do for now. I think this sky, we could use some more darkness up here, so I'm going to make a duplicate and drag this one upwards. And then we can actually just erase our parts down here, so we just leave that dark cloud up the top. Let's go into camera raw for our last 2 minutes, or a minute 30. And this is what we're looking like for our 30 minutes. Definitely a huge difference from the 5 minutes. 25 difference definitely adds a lot, lets you focus on a lot more lighting based things and blending things in. But let's see how we do when we have no time limit at all. But before we actually get into the last one, I do want to tell you guys about my Patreon. If you don't know, it's $5. I appreciate all you guys that have already subscribed. There's all of my favorite files on there that you guys can go ahead and go into and break down. I also share my favorite assets, whether that be like fire PNGs or overlays, fonts, text effects, stuff like that. I share very more in-depth, detailed tutorials on very niche things and my experience with clients, how I sort of got some clients and stuff like that. So feel free to go check that out, guys. I would appreciate it. But let's get into it. And this is our final product after having no time limit and really getting to focus on lighting and doing everything we really wanted to do in the design. Huge difference from the 30 minutes. Right here you can see the before 5 minutes, 30 minutes, and no time limit. Huge differences in all of them. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I have a bunch of cool ideas coming, so expect those in the next few weeks. And I'll see you guys. Peace.